Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this quick live today, and it's entitled You Can Figure This Out. You can figure this out if you are a coach or consultant, a trainer, a professional, a brand, a rock star, an author, a speaker. And you have a talent and a skill that can change the world. Maybe you're changing the worlds that you're a part of currently, and you're just trying to figure out how do you go bigger? How do you go deeper? Taking what you know how to do and packaging it into a product or service on or offline. You're watching the right live today. This is from my heart. And I want you to hear this. When I got started my business 20 years ago, I needed to understand that I could figure it out, that I could take my background as a corporate trainer. I worked for a Fortune 100 company, and I wanted to figure out how could I take what I was doing professionally, merge it also with my skills in motherhood. And that was a soft skill for me. And by all the looks of it, that did not look like a business. It didn't seem like you could package motherhood, be a mom coach. But I said, I'm going to figure this out. I want to go to work as myself. And maybe you've said the exact same thing. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. And I started my company a long time ago, really wanting to understand, is it possible for me to build a business around my life, the life that I want? Is it possible for me to build a business that's going to give me time freedom? Am I going to have the flexibility to work the way that I want to, choosing the hours that I want to, so I can enjoy my life the way that I want to? Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Is it going to be possible for me to run a business and not have a cap on my income? Because I was salaried, okay, and so there was a cap on my income. I mean, no matter how many more hours I would put in, the reality is that I wasn't going to make more. And maybe that's where you're at also. Or I also wanted to understand it that I could be the kind of mom that I was choosing to be and show up for my kids the way I wanted to mom, which was contact mom, volunteer like I wanted to in the schools and just be there for my family. And I didn't want to have to ask permission to live my life. And maybe, just maybe, that's you also. Maybe you're in that place of understanding that you can figure this out. And even if it looks like right now that this is hard, that this is not going to work for you, that the idea seems so far fetched, because when I came up with the idea of mom coaching, it seemed so far fetched. But the reality is that it wasn't. And fast forward 20 years later, I've been able to build an amazing business around my life, and I teach other women how to do exactly the same. So here's the quick and skinny while I have Wi-Fi, because I'm not sure that I have great internet here. Um, is the first thing you need to understand is lead with your highest skill and talent. There's something that you do better than anybody else, right? And it really isn't about you thinking about your skill and your talent from a point of competition, but it's really you thinking about what you do from the sense of what is it that you do whenever you are delivering it at work or showing up in your world. People always acknowledge how you've created change or created impact with what it is that you know how to do. So lead with that. That's your tallest and highest gift. The things that make you scarce are the things that make you valuable. Let me repeat: the things that make you scarce are the things that make you valuable. And I know that you might look out in the marketplace and see that there are a lot of people doing things exactly the same way, or who are what I call creative duplicators, that copy what other people do. But I want you to do what I've done over the years, which is lead with the things that whenever you are using a skill, this talent, this gift, this knowledge, it creates impact. It creates clues. People come to you over and over again and say, you changed my life, or that was really impactful. That is the thing to lead with. Number two, second thing I want you to understand is that you can be all of who you are. So this notion of building a business, and if you're a spiritual based person, and I know sometimes when you're thinking of building a business, sometimes people say, you need to leave your faith over here, and that's not going to work with that. Okay. I was told I could not be a mom coach and monetize that business, okay, because nobody would pay me. But that was a big part of who I am. And so I just knew that I could create impact in that way. And I'm grateful that I didn't listen to the very first point of advice that I got, and I decided to do it anyway. You will figure this out. And what allowed it to work for me, what allowed my business to work for me, and what will allow it to work for you. If you start with your highest and tallest gifts, the things that you do to create impact, if you lead with that, and you include all of who you are, which for me was part trainer, right? I know how to build curriculum in my sleep, okay, alongside of me being a really great mom with really great systems for other mothers. When I put those two things together, magic will happen. And magic will happen for you too when you merge all of who you are. Stop eliminating and thinking you have to follow somebody else's journey or do it exactly the way other people have done it. You're here to broker the change. And I teach my clients specifically how to lead from the front as the brand, as the thought leader. And I show them how to authentically show up as themselves, being the highest and truest version of yourself. Here's the third thing to remember, to figure out that you don't have to have a cap on your income, and you don't have to earn in a way that everybody else understands. You know, when I thought about running my business years ago, I knew I wanted one to work from the comfort of my home. That was radical. You know, you had everybody was working in an office, and I decided to build my business from my house, coach my clients from my home. And if I looked at what everyone else was doing, if I believed what everyone else was saying, you know, if I listened to all the doubters, if I listened to all the haters, like that's kind of silly me, okay? I would have known what was possible for me, but I decided to be radically different. I knew I didn't want to live like everybody else was living. I knew I didn't want to work the way everyone else was working. And literally today, everybody's talking about the great resignation. The truth of the matter is, I resigned to conventional practices years ago for my work, and you can too. So know that the way that you earn can be radically different. Everyone around you is likely not going to understand your models, your methods, but it doesn't mean that they will not work. I work from the comfort of my home or anywhere that I choose, and I love it. And I have for over 20 years, radically different at that time. You can figure this out. And the fourth thing is to understand that the models matter. Okay. You know, building my business in a way that was congruent with my lifestyle, that was time rich, that gave me the time freedom that I wanted, was really important. And it's the one thing that when I coach all my clients, I insist on. It said, let's think about the way you want to live, and let's build a model that fulfills that for you. The truth of the matter is, work has always happened for most of us. But if you don't know how to build a business that allows you to work so you're in alignment with your core values of spending time with your family, spending time with yourself, or showing up for the things that matter the most to you, that might be volunteering in some way, then you still don't feel great about the work that you're doing. Does that make sense? Right? Great work will allow you to feel fulfilled in your life. It'll allow the things that are your priorities to be a part of your world each and every day. I think that's really important. If I couldn't, you know, see my kids off to school and be a part of their world throughout their day, if I couldn't date my husband in the middle of the day, the reality is that for me, I would be living just to work. And I didn't want to do that. And I didn't want to live just on and celebrate just on the weekends, which is what so many people were doing, like, you know, date nights on Friday night or Saturday night. No, date night could actually be at noon. Date night could be date day, right? Date mornings. But you need the freedom and then the models. So you got to figure this out. Is this making sense? Are you guys getting this? Is If you're getting this, I want you to say, me, I'm getting this. I just wanted to speak from my heart today, and just, you know, I want to see more of you have what I have, which is the models that matter. All right. And I invite you to take a first step. If you've been watching me at the Giant Experience Master Training, it's 100% online. And I show you exactly how you can take your brand, your ideas of consulting and coaching, and you as an author, or you as a rock star and put that into a very profitable structure, even if you don't have a product already, so that you can begin to live differently. You can build a business around the life that you desire. And that's super important to me. The models matter. Not all models will create the same yield. You don't have to do it the way that everyone else has done it. You can literally, thank you, Stacy. You can literally, show up for yourself tall in many different ways that maybe no one else has seen. I'll give you an example. When I started this business as a mom coach, there weren't really mom coaches. And so if I was looking to my right or my left to identify mom coaches that could show me the way forward on how to build that business, that didn't exist because there really weren't any. And I could have very easily been steeped in self-doubt, or this, and I didn't always have the people to bounce my ideas off of because there were no other mom coaches to talk about. And quite frankly, it seemed like a pretty silly idea sometimes when you're doing something that's radically different, that's not, mainstream, then it seems like, you know, it doesn't make sense. But I'm so grateful for keeping the faith and trusting myself, right? And thank you, Stacy. And because of that, I had an opportunity to step into models that um, that changed my life. And when I say that, I mean changed my life. I don't mean in a way of like sounding braggadocious, because I'm not about that. I just want to see more women who follow me, who are incredible and sharp. And you can do this. You can figure this out. And you likely need to have a mentor that will show you an easier way to be able to step into it. And I invite you. I'd love to support you. I've posted some information here on this page. The Giant Experience is an amazing system, okay, for change. And it's a great first step. And you'll likely have to make a significant investment in yourself if your goal is to get yourself free and to stay free, right? It's going to take a commitment of time, money, and energy, but you can do it. It took me about 18 months, okay, real talk, to build an amazing business around my life. And I know that you guys have heard so many people in 30 days or one day, create amazing success overnight. But I was an 18-month overnight success. And I never regret that, right? Because the view's the same. And I'd love to support you in understanding how you can take what you know, all of your years of experience, your background, your gifts, your talents, and put those in a structure that you can monetize. And every single thing that I teach you, I have done, and I can demonstrate to you proof, old proof and new proof. So it's not just words, it's just not words, but really just that's really important to me. So I'm thinking you may have some questions for me. Today's live, depending on when you're watching this, is you can figure this out, because you can figure it out. And it doesn't have to be hard. Seems down to pursue when you are, doing something radically different. I love what you were presenting. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I appreciate the comment. The truth of the matter is, it does seem daunting when what you want to do, nobody else is doing it. But if you want to live the way that no one else lives, you likely have to do things that people who don't see things outside of the box don't do. And that's why it's really important to make sure you can be in the right environment. Susan, you're right. I've been slowly pivoting, but I'm ready now. I've finally gotten clear on what I'm feeling called to do. It's so important to understand that you can figure this out. All right. And I have a community of women. They call themselves giants, and I only work with giants. And we do radically shift and change our lives because of one, the models. I teach you how to package what you want to do at the highest level, distinct to you, not cookie cutter formula, because like we all have different backgrounds. So licensing might work better for you, or coaching might be better for you, consulting might be better for you, or some combination. Or maybe you want to be a brand and you want to figure out the best way to pitch yourself or do treatments and things like that. So we can, I share with my clients based on what they want to do. What's the best way forward for them to begin the work of doing work, one, that they absolutely love, and two, creating models for freedom that are unrecognizable. Likely no one in your family would have ever lived or worked this way. My father laughs at me all the time. He might be here today, but he laughs at me all the time because of the way that I built this business and how forward thinking I was 20 years ago about what I wanted for my life and the kind of life I wanted to have for my family, and believing that that was possible. And I realized that none of this was going to work without me, one, investing in myself at the highest and tallest level. I've invested in tons of mentors over the years. I've done so much work on myself internally so that my beliefs could be congruent with what I saw for myself. Today, my life is unrecognizable because I trusted myself enough to invest in myself. And are there any quick questions for me? You're an inspiration. Thank you for showing up so consistently as you do. I appreciate you for your comment. And, I just want to see, Susan, I want to see more of the women in my community to understand the truth about how you can put together models that can really change your life. And it's something that's available to every single one of us. But a lot of times we don't think so. And we've been taught the wrong ways, and it's not your fault. You've been taught to to blog or to be this massive content creator, and you don't have a life because of it, or models have got you on the phone every hour on the hour, or this idea of thinking that stalking people that you believe are your competitors is the way forward. It's not how I spend my time. When I'm done today here, right, with you guys, I'm going with my kids, so I'm in my bathing suit, and with my kids, and I'm going to go to the beach, and that's where I'm going to be all day, enjoying my life, enjoying my family, and enjoying the fruits of a business as is time rich. And that's very important. And whether it's a Saturday or a Monday or a Thursday, every day you can do what you want to do if you build a business properly. And I would love to walk you through what that looks like. Now, you do have to have the ability to create results for others. If I can help you, right? Like, I can help you if you can help other people. I can show you what that structure could look like in the most profitable structure. You have to be willing to invest in yourself, because without self investment, how would we ever expect to hit six figures and beyond in our businesses in a consistent way? How would we ever expect to get ourselves free and stay free? All right. You have to be solution oriented. I mean, you have to find the money. Okay. Because when I got started in business and invested in coaching, thank you, darling. Thank you. I appreciate you. When I got started in business, I did not have the money. But I realized that was the problem, not the answer. Okay. The problem was I'm a corporate trainer, I work, and why don't I have money to invest in myself? There's a problem with that. And I need to not make that my answer, but I actually need to solve that first. And making self investments is what changed my life and what will change your life. Sign up for the Giant Experience Master Training. I'll take amazing care of you. I promise you. And it is a great first step for you if you want to understand how to take what how to package your gifts into a high ticket structure on or offline. You actually need to know how to incorporate leverage in your business. So I only work with people who want to do things in a time rich way. If you're tired of trading that time for dollars, then absolutely what I teach is for you. If you still are that trade time for dollar mentality, like I do a service, you pay me $200 an hour, I'm not for you. I want to show you how you can break free of those models and build a business in a way that's one to many. And there are many models to be able to do it that you could love, that are distinct to you in your own business. All right. I am only for you if you are authentic and honest, and it means something to you, the work that you do creating results for your clients. I am not for you if you are a person that would sell something and know that what you're offering someone doesn't create any value to them. You know that they can't get a result. I'm not for you. I don't use my craft for that. So I want to invite you into the Giant Experience Master Training. I posted the link. I'll post it again here. Take a look. And it is the best first step for us to be able to work together. If you have questions about the Giant Experience specifically, you can always inbox us. It's 45 days of training, right? And you get immediate access to that training when you sign up, but also 2 live days of coaching with me. And I have the thank you, and then I have the opportunity to coach you live, and so the lights come on. for you over the course of 2 days. The next dates are August 20th and 21st. One idea can change your whole life, the trajectory of your life. There are only so many hours in a day, so trading time for money limits you that to that, right? Awesome. And Mia is a transformer of mind, body, and soul. Oh, thank you, Robin. She helps you understand your value, and you have no competition. None. Competition is irrelevant. I think, I'll speak to that for a minute, and thank you, Robin. I think a lot of times people think that I know I've personally experienced this where I'm competing with you, but I'm never going to compete with someone that why would I be competing with anybody? First of all, I'm competing with myself, right? Maybe if I looked at somebody like an Anthony Robbins, and what he's accomplished in his business, okay, like, what he's done, I admire. I don't have to compete with Anthony to admire Anthony. And I think that's just how I choose to see the world. And it's worked for me. I have had some amazing examples of mentoring. I had a great mentor named Joyce, who her company's done hundreds of millions of dollars. An incredible mentor to my soul, literally, spiritually minded, phenomenal businesswoman. I've never thought in any ounce of any part of who I am that I would want to compete with her. I want to be in alignment with her values, her ability as a businesswoman to create the results that she does and the impact that she does. But what a disrespect for me in any way to think that to honor someone who I respect that I would have to compete with. That's just crazy, right? Like that's insane. It's a low vibration thing. I'm not into it. So I love creating communities, as you know, for women I call giants, women who love being around other women that rock it out. And it's a value I hold dear. And it is also something that a lot of women don't have, particularly if you're smart and you're sharp, you're ambitious, if you think outside of the box, if you're a thought leader, right? And yes, break that way to get invest in myself, right? Okay. I need a smaller breakdown to get involved, not to price, but another way to invest in myself, right? Yeah, you've got to start somewhere. I think my very first investment, this is 20 years ago, Chantra, was I want to say it was like $2,500, and I was like that was like the equivalent to about 10 grand today, and I had no idea, right? Like 2,500, I didn't know if anything would work for me, right? But I knew I was worth it, and I knew that if I was coaching myself, that I would not be able to change my life. I'd be doing exactly the same things that I have been doing. So that's one of the reasons that I stopped making my excuses my reasons, and I started finding reasons to overcome my excuses. And that's how I changed my life. And we have a community of women we figure things out, because that's how you change your life. And many of them have done things that are gigantic and huge and tremendous ways in their life that they never even thought were possible because they changed their belief systems, around what they deserve, right? I personally believe that there is a layer of money and opportunity and support around you that likely you don't see, right? And so that's all based on our own belief systems and making sure we're congruent. If you want to be a part of a giant community, women your own ambition level and above, people who will support you and pull for you, you got to make an investment to be a part of that. It's just not something that comes for a dollar or $47. In fact, ask yourself, you've already made those kind of investments and you didn't get that. You didn't get the knowledge you needed. You didn't get the access that you needed. You didn't get the coaching you needed. You know what I mean? You didn't get the solutions that you needed. You didn't learn the models that would make a change. You didn't. So you know that it's not those low ticket investments that's going to change your life. It's what you're not investing in. You got to make that decision. That advice has leveled me and gave me so much confidence. I appreciate you, right? I appreciate you. So I posted here the Giant Experience Master Train. Great first step for those of you who are following me. And just be a great friend. If this live in any way has supported you and you think it'll support one of your friends, invite them to this live, right? Share it with them right now. Pass it along, pay it forward. because it all comes back to you also. Are there any quick questions for me? Any quick questions or comments that I'm going to leave because the kids are gone? I think they left me. Anything? I think they left me. So I'm going to meet them at the beach. And that's it. Um, any quick questions or comments? Any quick questions or comments? It's just my honor to be here. And as always, my goal is just to see more of you. Like, come on the other side. I'd love to have the opportunity to mentor you. I know I can support you with what I've done. Hundreds of my clients have created amazing results. If you do nothing else today, take a look at the testimonials, some of them on the Giant Experience Master Training page, and see for yourself the level of transformation that the right advice can create for you. I'm very excited about that. Okay. All right. I know there's a slight delay, so I want to give you a minute. Last call, final questions. Any comments? Did this support you today? Okay. Did you get value? Because that's my goal always, is to come here and give you value. But you can figure this out. This does not have to be hard. And thank you. Okay. I'm glad, Carolyn. And you can figure this out. Okay. And just know that you have everything inside of you to make this business work, to build it in the most profitable way. You likely need to have the right mentoring, but um, you can do that, and you're worth that. So, any other ahas, takeaways, comments? All right. I want to thank you for being here today. As always, I appreciate you for being here, and have a great and amazing day.